everyone, welcome back to SAT Math Question of the Day. Here's our question of the day. It comes from the educator site of the SAT. Spoiler alert, this question may appear on a Blue Book test. Okay. In the XY plane, line L passes through the point 0, 0 and is parallel to the line represented by the equation y is 8x plus 2. If line L also passes through the point 3D, what is the value of D? I've been taking too many questions recently and blowing them, so this is Seth's chance to make his mistakes. Go ahead, Seth.
Okay. So, I heard Joel read the question.
Yeah.
And I just circled two of the facts. So line L passes through the point 0, 0, and it's parallel to the line represented by the equation y equals 8x plus 2. Now, the hypothesis is the line L also passes through through 3D, and the problem is to find the value of D. Okay, so here's the deal. This line is parallel to the line represented by the equation y equals 8x plus 2. Therefore, line L also has a slope of 8. So the equation for line L is y equals 8x plus something. Now, that tells us that. Now, it says the L passes through the point 0, 0. Therefore, the constant term is 0. Okay, so the equation for line L is equal to y equals 8x. Okay, now they tell you a point they tell you the x coordinate of a point on line L. The x coordinate is 3. They want you to supply D, which is the y coordinate. Okay, cool. So you just put in you just write in y, the y coordinate for the point that's with coordinates 3D. The y coordinate, this is D, is 8 times 3, which some of us has learned is 24. And that's the answer.
Yeah, very, very, fairly straight problem. It's like a two-part problem in that first you have to figure out, three-part. First you have to figure out the slope of the line, then you have to figure out the equation of the line, and then you have to know the really important idea that a point on a line satisfies the equation of the line. Incredibly,
well, what
concept.
What the image that I had from the first fact that the line passes through the origin is that the line kind of looks like this. It looks like that. It passes through the origin.
Yeah, with a pretty steep slope.
Right. So the you think about what you need to know is the slope. And then when you know the slope and it looks like this, what you do is to get a y value, you take the x value and multiply it by the slope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mx, given an x value, the y value is straight. It goes, it's the line that goes through the origin, it's a sloping line through the origin. When you move to the right by x, you go up from the x-axis. You go up by slope times x distance.
Yeah, but
this is so I think it's what this problem is testing is that to have the image, the line going through the origin looks like this.
Right.
And second, when a line it has a given equation like this, the slope equals 8, and
Yeah.
that the slope translates to the slope
Of your line.
of the line that goes to the origin. So to figure out the y value, you just multiply the x value by the slope. And to
Right.
solve this problem, the x value is 3. So just 3 times 8, 24.
Yeah. Okay, so, but there's one thing about this problem that could throw a bunch of people. If the people, if you don't, if you're so, like, stuck on this XY thing, because they changed it a little bit. They called this a D. Ooh, look at that. They changed to D. So you have to realize that actually just calling things XY, those are just placeholders. You could use any letter you want. This
Yeah.
is see, if they wanted to be a little more familiar, they would have said
Yeah.
3Y.
Yeah.
They would have said 3Y. What is
Yeah.
the value of Y? But they want
Yeah.
to see whether you are confident enough, capable enough, whether you're okay with changing the variable names. Now, of course, this makes an assumption that a standard assumption, which I don't think they say in the assumptions, that when you have an ordered pair, it goes without saying that the ordered pair are ordered as XY. I mean, that's, I guess, standard mathematical grammar. They don't have to necessarily say that. But
Yeah.
that's just math. That's just mathematical.
Oh,
grammar.
yes. So that the axes of the plane are named X and Y.
Right.
X is the first the first axis, and Y is the second.
Right. And yeah, X is the horizontal distance away from the origin. X represents the horizontal distance away from the origin. And also, it's known as most of the time, it's called the independent variable, which you choose anything you want, and the Y is the vertical height, and that's what's called the dependent variable. So, so there's actually a lot of little things that are in this problem. If you break it up, there's like 5 or 6 little things that you have to know, and you have to integrate them all to do this problem. So we can go through the different questions. Calculator doesn't really help. I mean, 3 times 8 is 24.
Unless you need to multiply 8 by 3.
Right, yeah. How does this question differ from a school test? Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. You certainly need to know in school. You certainly learn a lot. You certainly, it's part of the curriculum to know that that parallel lines share the same slope. That is always taught with linear equations. Is there a pattern to this question? No, not really. I mean, there's nothing special about it. I mean, the 0, 0 means that the y-intercept is 0. So that makes it a little easier, but it's not necessarily. There's nothing really special about this that makes this that allows you to do the problem any faster than if pattern wasn't there. So now again, Seth really went over all the ideas that the College Board wanted to see that you know how to do. I mean, Seth basically mentioned those already, but again, I want to emphasize this idea that so many people take for granted, that a point, once you have an equation, a rule, y is 8x, every point on this line, y is 8x, satisfies the equation of the line. So if you have a point that's on the line, you're allowed to plug the 3 and the d, x is 3, y is d, into this equation to solve for whatever the unknown is here. A point on a line satisfies the equation of the line. Cannot be said enough, but it's taken for granted so many ways, and people forget that. It's such an important idea. Okay, so should we see how they did it? Okay. Let's see. How did they do? So the answer is 24. Okay, good. They got 24 also. We can make this a little smaller, and we can read it. Correct answer is 24. A line in the xy plane is y equals mx plus b. Seth wrote that, where m is the slope, y is the y is the b is the y coordinate. They already know they solve for b first, so it's 0. Oh no, they don't solve for b first. They just say that. Okay, I won't jump ahead. Therefore the y coordinate of the intercept 0. Got it. Yeah. Okay, it's given the line L is parallel. Since parallel lines have the same slopes, line is 8. Therefore, L can be defined by the equation of that, where Seth wrote it. Yes, Seth did it right down there, second to the last line. If line passes through D. If the line, this is the big idea, if the line L passes through the point 3D when x is 3 and y is... Then, when x is 3 and y is c for the equation, substitute 3 for x, you get 24. So it's exactly very similar to how Seth did it. Yep, very, very straight problem. It's just that it had about 3 parts. 3 very small parts to it. But each part wasn't that bad. But you do have to integrate it all together. Yeah. So that's about it, right?
That's right. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, the graphical approach is good here. Seth didn't draw the picture when he did it. It's not a bad idea. If you want to, you can certainly think graphically to get the better idea as to what's going on. Seth did that, so we don't have to do it. And of course, the table doesn't work here. Okay, so I think that's it. So I'm Joel. I have a PhD in mechanical engineering. My brother Seth is a PhD in mathematics. And we try to meet once a day we try to do one question a day to give you insights and methods and views on how to do these problems. We hopefully have different ideas on how to do it, how to approach the problems. While we don't know exactly what's going to be on your test, we know that these ideas, these concepts, these methods, these techniques, these whatever we're doing is going to be on your test. So practice. Please take all the Blue Book tests. We've heard rumors that Blue Book 4 and Blue Book 6 are the closest to the actual SAT, a digital SAT. So pay attention to those 2 tests. And if you're weak on anything, go to the Khan Academy digital SAT website and practice on there because they partner with the College Board. You can access them through your College Board account. Practice on the units you're weak on, but also practice on the units you're strong on so that you can get really fast and very accurate on those, so you have time to deal with the harder problems that will inevitably be on the test that will require more than a few minutes, more than a few seconds to do. So I think that's it. Please dislike our videos. Yes. We take all the comments very seriously. We try to respond to all of them. And if you have any SAT math questions, please email them to us at satmathquestionoftheday@gmail.com. Yeah. Yes, Seth. What else?
That's all. That's all. It. Goodbye.
We're done. Seth says, get out of here. Get out of here. People, get out of here. Okay, everyone. Have a great day.